Show of hands, who's smart? Let's see it. All right, I knew this crowd would not be shy. That's great. So we kind of tend to think of intelligence in this general way, maybe something we can measure by filling out these little bubbles on a sheet and then getting a score back that tells us if we're smart, right? So in the 80s, this Harvard researcher, Howard Gardner, observed that it really wasn't that simple, and he proposed a new theory of multiple intelligences. Now, I like to think of this as 8 kinds of smart, or 8 ways you can geek out. First is logical mathematical. This is geek. Numbers, facts, figures, calculations. So what do you get when you divide the circumference of a bowl of frozen custard by its diameter? Let's hear it. Pi a la mode. It's a segue to linguistic intelligence. This is your good with word stuff. Reading, writing, spelling, words with friends. You might even know what a toluol is. And most standardized tests really focus on these first 2 areas, basically math, logic, reading. But Gardner observed that there were people with brain injuries who had lost the ability to speak, but they could still sing. And he figured out there was this musical intelligence, which you might express by maybe having a jam session in your backyard with the ukulele and a toy trumpet. Spatial intelligence is the ability to navigate 3D space in your head or create images from your mind's eye. And my buddy Julian envisioned what it would be like to live in trees in this fantastic drawing. Interpersonal intelligence. I'm sorry, who's feeling like it's just too much talking? You need a wiggle. Go ahead and wiggle. You're not being rude. You're exhibiting your bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So swimmers, actors, oh my God, trapeze artists and jugglers and hoopers. You all got this. You know how to rock your body. Okay, interpersonal intelligence is really being able to relate to others, to understand their feelings and what makes them tick. And this kind of looks like stock photography, but it's my really sweet son, Tate, who's trying to cheer up his BFF, Nathaniel. It's really cute. Intrapersonal is knowing yourself. Now, I like to take pictures of things that inspire me, and you might think I like kind of old beat-up red stuff, but I know that I like these objects because they have history and authenticity and this kind of classic design. Naturalist is the last, and this is the ability to observe and classify and categorize the things around us, whether it's kinds of butterflies or clouds or flowers or even cars, brands of shoes. So in Gardner's theory, each of these intelligences is distinct, each has merit, each makes contributions to our society and enriches our culture, and they combine and intersect to produce creativity of all sorts. Now, as I went through that list, and I almost fell off the stage, that would have been really awesome. You might have been really drawn to a couple, and this is kind of what I think of as my unofficial intelligence profile. And the big circles is the stuff I'm kind of naturally better at. Yours would look totally different. That's cool. That's the point. You may have been told or believed that you're not good at some of these, but there's always a different way to think about it. So dyslexia, for example, can be an indicator of really strong spatial intelligence because you can kind of turn letters and words around in your head. So all of these are things you can get better at. You just have to find a way in. If it's music, you don't have to have perfect pitch. You could try composing or conducting or being a sound engineer, or like the Ace Hotel suggests, picking a dope record and rocking out. You can use this theory to help you learn something, even something hard like the capital of former Soviet republics. You just play to your strengths. Find what works for you. Make an alphabetized list. Do a color-coded map. Make up a song or a poem. You can use this to improve your communication. So if you're a linguistic gal trying to get your point across to your creative director with like a 3-page email, just trust me, it's not going to happen. I've tried that. You can use this theory to get yourself unstuck. So if you are trying to write or code and you're feeling a little bit blocked, you can tick through this list and just try something that's really different. You could go for a walk, paint a picture, mess around in your guitar and see what happens, and you might be surprised. You can use this theory to broaden your perspective. So events like this are so cool because they bring innovators from so many disciplines together. So if you're working on something, just think about, what am I missing? Who could I ask to get a different perspective? And you can use this theory to create new connections in your own brain. So Einstein would play the violin to boost his own creativity. And you can don't just play to your strengths. Try new things, stretch yourself. It's great for your brain. So this is totally a crash course in multiple intelligences. I found this useful even at a high level, but if you want to know more or read more or talk more about it, you can tweet me And remember, you're not your SAT score. There are lots of different ways you can be smart. Thanks.